that you guys like, share this video. Very sad story. This wildfire that happened. Now, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. Is a couple videos I seen that there was a mysterious object that a lot of people saying that they see UFOs hovering through this wildfire. And want to say there's a lot of celebrities lost homes. Sad story that Paris Hilton was heartbroken as she watched her Malibu home burned and her loved ones trapped in. You know, Very sad story. I'm gonna roll this clip. Before I roll this clip, make sure you guys like, share this video because there's a lot of things going down in Hollywood. A lot of people lost their homes. Sad thing is that a lot of these people don't have insurance. They don't have a house to go back to. And I don't think the government nuisance don't realize how serious things is. And now President Trump is blaming Biden and he's pointing the finger at government nuisance. So I'm gonna roll this footage. Make sure you guys enjoy the video, like, share the video. sad news. Now I want to talk that there's a lot of celebrities lost their homes. I just want to go back to Paris Hilton, deeply heartbroken as she watched her home, her Malibu home, burn, her loved ones trapped in. Now this can happen anywhere, fam. You know, we are in a divine prophecy. You know, I just want to say that in the day of Noah, the earth was formed out of water and by water. And by these water also were at that time was the law and destroyed. But we see by the same words, the present heaven and earth are reserved for fire being kept for the day of judgment and destruction of the ungodly. So yeah, these kind of people got to repent. You know what I mean? Now they getting what it's like. You know what I mean? You know, when we see the richest is rich and the poor is poor. You know, now if we see this, you know, they getting it was like where poverty. You know what I mean? And not just that, y'all. You know, a lot of people's house was insured. So when it comes to insurance, you know, we looking at over 130 homes. You know what I mean? 130,000 homes burned. 130,000 people evacuated. You know, I'm gonna roll this clip, but you know, it's sad. You know, even JJ Redick lost his home. And the Lakers had to postpone their game. So I'm gonna roll this footage. Now you can imagine how long it's gonna take these people gonna have to rebuild. It's gonna take up to 5, 7 years. Might take longer, you guys. guys got to keep in mind this was 100 miles per hour wind, hurricane force winds. And this fire just kept burning all through Maui, where Paris Hilton lives. She lost her home. And these people are devastated, man. They facing devastation in LA, man. And I don't know how long it's going to take them to repair, to rebuild. And I don't think FEMA is going to really help, man. Because you got to think of what happened over there in North Carolina, man. Those people was funded only $700. What can you do with $700, man? Ask yourself this question. What can you do with $700, man? The whole Los Angeles is burned. These people got to repent, man. They got to repent, man. These people got to repent. Because this is, remember in the days of Noah when the Lord came to Noah and said, never will I let it rain. But the same words, the present heaven and earth are reserved for fire being kept for this day of judgment and destruction of the ungodly. But do not forget this one thing, dear friends, with the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are merry like a day. So if we go to 2 Peter chapter 3:9, the Lord's not slow in keeping his promise, as some count slowness, but he's going to be patient with us, not wishing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. There's a lot of people found they don't have no insurance. They can't insure their house. Once their house is gone, what will government Newsom do? You know, Trump is pointing the finger at him. What will they do? People lose their homes, fam.
This year, you can work better. Easily collaborate with your team to deliver great results. Work faster. Keep track of all your to-dos and meetings so that you never miss a beat. Work smarter with Evernote. Download today.
It got stuck in the branch that it was growing on, and then it also has a line from where it was strung on the plant, but still perfectly edible, just not visually as aesthetic as what we consider perfect produce. It's misshapen. That's not allowed to go into a box to go to a retail market. There's a lot of food that gets wasted because it doesn't have this perfect appearance. But inevitably, you're going to have produce that doesn't meet that standard. We call those number twos. This is another example of a number two. Two grew into one, absolutely edible and tasty and delicious. And so by working with someone like Misfits, we have this beautiful, healthy, organic produce that's absolutely edible that we can package and sell to you guys.
On farms, fruits and vegetables get tossed for so many different reasons. When they have a funny shape, when they're too big or too small, or even when they have just too many to sell. And it's mostly because traditional grocery stores don't want to buy these products. They only want the best looking stuff. And it's not just fresh produce. It's the parts of the salmon that just aren't as popular. It's cookies when they get new branding or new packaging. It's pasta noodles when they get packaged in the wrong box. At Misfits Market, we buy all that perfectly good food. And we pass on savings to our customers. We've rescued nearly 200 million pounds of high quality food, and we're just getting started. Go to misfitsmarket.com to start saving money by saving food.
These fires, I want to say, it's not actually man-made, fam. These fires is from the wrath of God. You know, now, I've been watching a couple of videos. They've been saying there's been some mysteriously objects. They've been seeing UFOs. So I don't know, fam, that these UFOs have been dropped in fire to start this wildfire, but they've been seeing some mysterious objects. So, fam, this is not man-made. This is God's wrath on the wicked. By the way, the fire has zero containment too. So, you know, with strong hurricane force winds, the fire is still going on, you guys. So, guys, this is the beginning, man, of the end of time. So, you guys might want to get yourself right, repent, get yourself right. This is God's rapture on the wicked. Fam, them people need to get out of there. Them masks is not gonna work, fam. When you breathing and you know what I mean, when you breathing that, you know what I mean, smoke, those masks is not gonna work, fam. Thank you guys for tuning in, but yeah, those masks is not gonna work, man. These people need to get out of here. You know what I mean? Because those masks is not gonna work.
If you're thinking of selling your home soon, you don't want to miss out on this. Not only will I buy your house fast, I can also pay your next month's rent, mortgage, or cover your moving costs. I'll buy your home as is in any condition, no matter the price. You can leave anything behind and you don't have to clean up or fix anything. If you like what I'm talking about here, I want to give you a free offer for your home in just a few minutes. Scan the QR code you see on the screen beside me right now. Grab your smartphone, open the camera app, and point it at the QR code. A new window will open, and you can answer a few simple questions about your home and request your free offer. I'll make this process so easy for you. I'll buy your house as is, meaning there's no need to fix or clean anything, no fees, no realtor commissions, and you can leave anything behind. Make sure you scan the QR code beside me with the camera app on your smartphone right now and answer a few questions so I can give you an offer for your home today.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you were in a traffic collision within the past 2 years? Yes, even if you weren't the driver. Just click on the link around this video to discover how much you're entitled to. Fill out a free 30-second quiz and you're done. Because if you've had to miss work or been hurt by a motorist in the past 2 years, you may be owed money and you don't even know it. It could be a 5, 6, or even 7-figure settlement. Simply click the link to find out. Over 25,000 accident victims have recovered $15 billion collectively with free case evals without stepping foot in a courtroom. Paying excessive
Lester, good evening to you. What you see behind me here is a pile of misery, and it is not unique. There are several communities and neighborhoods and residential areas that look just like this. This was a shopping center, and beyond that, a school, and now you can't even figure out what it is. Tonight, everyone in this area is praying that the winds don't pick up. A firefighter telling me that the smallest ember with those winds can turn into a blowtorch. This is what the most destructive wildfire in Los Angeles history looks like.
everything is gone.
The toll of the devastation is staggering. Thousands of structures already obliterated, more than authorities can even count. The burn area in the Pacific Palisades, now bigger than Manhattan. The fire killing 5 people.
I think the death toll will rise. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to rise.
These apocalyptic conditions now in their 3rd day, and the biggest infernos are still 0% contained. This is one of the eeriest scenes we've seen so far. These were the cars that were abandoned when people got stuck in gridlock and had to run for safety. A bulldozer came through here to let fire crews out. Those cars were spared, but these cars right here were stuck in the inferno. You can see how hot it got. Look at that. That's molten metal that was rolling down the bluff. And today's stunning video showing the threat to Los Angeles' infrastructure as the Eaton fire approached the transmission towers on Mount Wilson, threatening radio, cellular, and broadcast signals citywide. Roughly 2,000 firefighters are still stretched across the front lines, but it's not enough. Residents pitching in to save their own homes.
This is a tragedy. We used never think it's going to be you. And now that it is me, I can't tell you the amount of heaviness in this disaster.
We met the Champion family who lost everything.
What I would give to do dishes in our own house, which is like so basic, but things that you take for granted, all the life that we built here.
And the threat is not over. Last night, new fires ignited near more heavily populated areas. The Sunset Fire triggering rush hour evacuations in the heart of Hollywood. Miraculously, a break in the winds let crews attack the fire from the air, stopping the blaze before it could reach homes. These firefighters are going nonstop, 60 hours battling more than just the flames.
How's your water pressure been?
Water pressure's been a big issue. We have to have hydrants, dead hydrants. So we've been having to go back to Sunset Boulevard to get water to come all the way out here.
The smoke hasn't cleared and anger is growing. Many questions loom. Was Los Angeles prepared?
We will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc.
Failing water pressure and hydrants leading to a heated moment. A fire victim challenging California's governor.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be.
While the cause of the fire is still unknown, the damage is incalculable. Before and after satellite pictures show the story.
Well, fam, what happened is California get that major earthquake. Very high quake will create broken glass. We see water lines will ensure San Francisco is situated on this San Andreas fault line. Related faults and lots of population will be trapped. Water will overflow the cities. And California is highly dangerous. The primary long-term danger and riding out the strip will be for those who are living near the boundary of plates. City without a mountain as a backdrop will be washed out to seas. This picture, now that they got this fire, and it was over 130 people was forced to evacuate. And I want to say this too, fam. The sad news was a lot of celebrities lost their homes. People like Paris Hilton coming out deeply heartbroken as she watched her Malibu home burn and her loved ones trapped in. Just think about if California was to have that major earthquake, and the San Andreas fault lines, that goes all the way from San Francisco. Just think about it. People that's living in the boundary of place. If you are in that boundary, place, you have to move. And see, the sad thing is they have not sent a notice of evacuation. People was trapped inside their homes, and I'll be surprised that the death total will rise, you guys. And, people didn't have insurance. Just think about it. And now Gavin Newsom talking about, people asking him questions, And like I said, Trump is pointing a finger at Gavin Newsom. So what will the people do? Almost 200,000 acres, gone. People, houses gone. See, the sad thing is the rich people, they getting what it's like. These people lost everything. Let's think about it, fam. Even JJ Redick lost his home, and the Lakers tonight had to postpone their game. So, fam, this is not a joke, fam. This is not a joke, fam. And I was at a couple of videos today, watching a couple of videos, and I seen that people's talking about they seen UFOs hovering around through Los Angeles during this wildfire. So, fam, this is not a joke, fam.
On the Malibu coast, a row of multi-million-dollar mansions laid to waste. 40 miles away, this view from Altadena, a middle-class neighborhood dotted with destructive fires.
It's a wasteland.
For those coming back, home looks like a hellscape.
We couldn't even recognize it on our way up here. We didn't even know where we were 1 block from our house because everything was so different until landmarks struck.
And Tom, you mentioned there was a break in the weather. The winds were a bit more favorable today, but the situation is growing more serious this evening.
That's right. Firefighters are still working around the clock. Officials believe the death toll will likely grow as they check out more neighborhoods. And there's one more thing they're warning about tonight, and that is looters. If you can believe it, Lester, people are coming to areas like this and stealing what little people have left. So far, there have been at least a dozen arrests. Lester?
All right, Tom, thank you. The task of fighting such a massive area of fire is immense, and as Morgan Chesky reports, the struggle for water is complicating the fight on the front lines.
Tonight, a relentless firefight far from over. Frontline crews facing challenges that only start with the flames.
What do we got going?
So what we have is the fire's already burned through here.
What we're looking at right now could have been caused by a single ember.
One ember could have caused this fire.
We join Los Angeles Fire Captain Adam Van Gerpen in the Pacific Palisades.
This hydrant has no water.
Where lack of water, critical to battling a still active wildfire, frustrated crews. This one from San Francisco.
What should the water pressure be right now, ideally?
I mean, you want 50 to 80 is your ideal hydrant pressure.
And what have you got?
I'm bouncing between 0 and 50. It's not a consistent pressure.
As nearby hydrants failed and water pressure fell, firefighters above switching from offense to defense.
When you run out of water in that engine,
not much we can do then. We came on, this is our first job for the day.
Flames burning for pressure.
The sad thing, fam, you can't fight against the Most High God. You can't fight against the God of Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac. The sad thing is, fam, let this stuff burn. You got 100 miles per hour hurricane winds. These people don't have enough water to put out this fire, fam. They're realizing that they can't fight against God, fam. They can't fight against God, fam. The earth is being restored for fervent fire and heat. And the earth is being kept for fire on the day of judgment for the ungodly people. They can't fight against God, fam. They can't fight against the God of Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac, fam. They finding this out, fam. Let the stuff burn, fam. They don't have enough water over there, fam. They don't. And people losing their homes, they don't even have, their homes is not insured, fam. And what the government gonna do? What Governor Newsom gonna do, fam?
Just minutes before any reinforcements could arrive.
Had we had water earlier on in the firefight, we probably could have stopped it from being this big.
This is something we have not seen often, but when the hydrants are dry, crews have to rely on these tanker trucks because the fire waits for no one.
The situation, a familiar one for the captain, a 25-year veteran of the LAFD. Mere blocks away, another call coming in for another home.
Well, fam, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to the help of FEMA, what FEMA going to do, fam? Like, we see North Carolina, fam, when they was dealing with that, you know what I mean, hurricane, fam, they fund those people $700, fam. What are they going to do, fam? You says, we are, I don't know what you're saying there. We are, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, fam, from this point, fam. You know, they don't have enough water, fam. And this thing is burning, fam. It's getting out of control, fam. This is 100 miles per hour hurricane force winds, fam. And they got water holes, fam, and it's burning, and this fire is spreading, fam. And they finding out that they can't put it out. And they got zero containment, fam. And the government, when it comes to government Newsom, what he's going to do? These people was trapped in their homes, fam, and I won't be surprised that the death total is going to go up, man. What are they going to do, man? There was over 130,000 people was forced to evacuate, fam, in Los Angeles, fam. This in that area, fam. In the Hollywood Hills, you know what I mean, Sunset, you know. This is sad, fam. This is sad. It's almost burrito 3D, yeah, fam. Yeah, fam. This is devastating, fam. They facing a devastation with the worst yet to come, fam. And see, remember in the days of Noah, when in the days of Noah it rained 40 days and 40 nights. Now the earth is being restored for fire being kept for the ungodly people, fam. For the ungodly people, fam. These people have to repent, fam. They don't believe in God. They're going to continue to blaspheme his name, fam. This is going on, fam. This is going on in Hollywood, fam.
Up in flames.
If we had any wind right now, completely different firefight.
100% different firefight.
Just feet away, $1 million view burned beyond recognition.
There's not even a single home from this entire viewpoint that we can see that has survived.
If you had officials in front of you right now, what would you ask for to have had a proper firefight here?
More firefighters, more fire hydrants, more airdropping capabilities. We need more of.
Right, we are facing a new change. It's got to be a new world. It's got to be a new change, fam. This is the old world. The rich can't continue to stay rich, and the poor continue to stay poor, fam. Now they getting a like, they getting what it's like, what probably is like, fam. These people losing, you got multimillionaires losing their home. People, there was a lot of people went to work, fam, and when they came home, fam, they came home with nothing, fam. These people was worried, fam. These people was worried, fam. You know, God is against the ungodliness, fam. There has to be a change of world, fam. There has to be a change.
everything. Tonight, these crews doing whatever they can with whatever they have, fighting a historic disaster head on.
And Morgan, this all coming out of a red flag warning. Do those remain in effect?
Yeah, Lester, they absolutely do. And that's one of the big concerns of the crew we embedded with today. They tell us that one ember can travel up to 2 miles. And that is why until that red flag warning expires at 6 p.m. on Friday, everyone needs to stay on guard because a potential fire could pop up almost anywhere. Lester.
Morgan Chesky, thank you. And the view from space shows the magnitude of the fire in Altadena, just part of the fire zone. And for so many returning home today, there was little left. Gotti Schwartz joins us. And Gotti, you spent the day in Altadena. What did you find?
Lester, heartbreak. We found so much heartbreak. People coming back to nothing left at all. In fact, this building right here, this is the outlier because this building still has walls up. So many of the homes that we visited today were down to the foundations, bunch of melted metal and piles of ash.
In Altadena today, desolation and eerie silence, punctured by gas lines still spewing fire. In the destruction, there was a search for anything with meaning.
This is everything you own.
Everything. And then, now we're just trying to find something. I mean, I don't care, like my kids found a teacup, half a teacup, broke. She was thrilled. I mean, what else can we get, man? It's gone, bro.
As the flames descended at 4 in the morning, Rupert Garcia tried to fight back.
The tree caught on fire, embers were flying all over the place onto the house.
One ember even scorching his cheek.
At what point did you realize that, I'm not going to save the house?
When my son-in-law grabbed me like this and said, no, we got to go.
Wow.
And I was like, no, man. And I turned around and I was like, man, I can't go, bro. 51 years, man, I've been in this house.
Shortly after Rupert was forced to flee the neighborhood, we arrived to find what felt like a hurricane of fire. In the chaos, we spotted a horse alone and trapped in an inferno and ran to get help. This is firefighter Garrett Mora jumping to action.
I was keeping him cool. I sprayed some water around him.
Today, when we met up with Garrett again, we learned the horse survived. But across the way, Jose de la Torre shows us what was the garage full of landscaping tools he had just invested in. Now his livelihood, along with almost everything else, gone in an instant.
That was pretty cool.
So often we hear they escaped only with the clothes on their back.
I didn't get anything. This is it. Look at my shoes. See? These are my house slippers.
Tonight, that is the shared and terrible reality.
You work hard for your American dream.
For so many in a community who came face to face with these flames. Gotti Schwartz, NBC News, Altadena, California.
And earlier in the broadcast, we told you about the looting happening in some areas, and now the sheriff announcing a curfew in the fire zones. Steve Patterson joins us. Steve, what more do we know?
Lester, the sheriff tonight saying there have been more reports of burglary, more reports of looting in fire zones like this. To combat that, more resources, more boots on the ground, including, we're hearing, the National Guard expected to be active at both the Eaton and Pacific fire zones. And yes, a curfew, if not implemented tonight, then tomorrow night, starting at 6 p.m. every night to 6 a.m., with the goal being avoid more further victimization of people already suffering so much.
These people got a curfew. Imagine you got a curfew because of the looters, of the looting going around. People going around stealing and things like that. You got to worry about looters. Imagine you got to have a curfew that you got to be in at a certain time.
All right, Steve Patterson, thank you.
As wildfires continue to rage in California, one estimate says the insured losses are already at least $20 billion. For Brianna Navarro, the loss is incalculable.
She loved her family.
She believes her grandmother, Arlene Kelly, perished at their home in the Eaton fire.
I thought she would be like 99, just walking around.
Their house of more than 40 years burned to the ground.
Are you worried as you rebuild that you won't be able to get insurance anymore? Possibly, yeah. It's difficult. Where do you even start?
7 of California's top 12 home insurers either paused or limited policies over the last 2 years. State Farm, which has 21% of the market share in the state, announced in March it was making the difficult but necessary decisions that would mean not renewing 30,000 home policies in the state, ending 69% of its policies in the now devastated Pacific Palisades.
Insurance in California is horrifying.
In Altadena, Dustin and Aaron Rubin say they were dropped from another insurance company last year. It was only last month they finally found a company that would give them coverage.
I wonder how many other people weren't able to get that policy at the 11th hour because you worked very hard to get it.
More and more Californians are turning to the state-created insurance provider of last resort called Fair Plan, a temporary safety net offering basic coverage when people can't get insured through private companies, with enrollment in home policies surging 123% in the past 4 years. Ricardo Lara is California's insurance commissioner.
Once people submit their claims, when should they expect to see the money?
So it all depends. I know it's difficult and a difficult answer. I want to make sure that we get it as quickly as possible. Weeks, if not a month.
Experts say those who have suffered a loss from the wildfires should keep track of all expenditures, start going through photos and videos that can be used as evidence to show what was in the home, and document everything, something many here are doing right now.
And the governor here in California telling me he expects these fires to be among the most costly disasters of our lifetime. So many losing everything, and the process of being made whole just getting started. Lester.
Liz, thank you for that. Finally tonight, the Palisades fire destroyed so many houses of worship, but one is still standing tonight, and our Jacob Soberoff is there.
Everything across the street from the synagogue burnt down, but the synagogue is still here. What's it like to see it? Surreal.
Unbelievable.
For Rabbis Amy Bernstein and Daniel Schur and Cantor Chaim Frankel, seeing the Kehilat Israel.
You look at that synagogue, the synagogue didn't get spared. Everything around it was burned to ashes, but that synagogue didn't get spared because you know why? There was a lot of prayer going on. You know, prayer is a key. I always say to people, prayer is a key. You know, everything around that synagogue's burnt. But notice the synagogue didn't get spared. God did not spare the synagogue. See, for some reason, the inhabitant of the land that God put to the test. But most of that area didn't get spared because there was a lot of prayer. There was a lot of people that had faith in God. But everything else around burned to ashes. Let's think about it, fam. Let's think about, you know what I mean? Those houses didn't get spared. Let's think about it, fam. Let's think about you really had people that was praying for their house didn't get spared. But everything else was destroyed, vanished, gone, because people didn't have no faith in God.
Synagogue standing amid so much devastation is staggering. Look at this. This is the ash that came through the door. Yeah.
Knowing what happened outside of these walls and seeing even just this piece is the remnants of the Palisades right here.
Wow. This is the community in which I went to preschool.
Yes.
My siblings had their bar mitzvahs here.
This is now a refuge for the entire community, not just the Jewish community.
You know what, you could fill the sanctuary with your congregants who have lost their homes.
Correct. Yes.
At least this home is standing.
This thing about it, fam, all the other church was burnt. But the synagogue didn't get spared. But all the other churches around burned, fam. Why is that, fam? Because there was enough faith that some of these people have, fam. You talk about everybody's house is burned, buried, gone. People realizing they coming back to their homes, they ain't got no homes. But right here in the synagogue didn't even get spared. Because there was people praying. There was people that had faith that was praying. Everything else is just gone, fam. Look at the girl on the screen. She's crying and things like that, fam. And the sad thing is, we come together when we see natural disaster, fam. We live in a world where we so divided. We living through the greed, the hate, the envy, the jealousy. The only time we come together when we face a natural disaster. But we have to come together at all times, fam. This is going to be a sign. This is going to break this whole nation, fam. We don't need to come together when natural disaster comes, but we need to try to come together now, fam. Now, fam. We've been separated too long, fam. This is a sign that we have to come together, fam.
There's so many people, so many of us. This is our home. When tragedy strikes and disaster strikes, we turn to our faith. And that's what this represents. I sing this lovingly for our community to heal. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malachuto, Le'olam Amen.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Paying your bills on time raises your credit score, right? Wrong. In fact, this is one of the 3 major credit score lies you're being told by the big credit companies. Fall for any of these 3, and it doesn't matter what you do. Getting to 720 and above will be a long, hard struggle if you ever get there at all. In fact,
thousands of Southern California residents have made harrowing escapes as devastating wildfires bear down on the Los Angeles area. Some fled by foot, some by car, and some by the grace of Good Samaritans. There are now 6 fast-moving wildfires raging around LA County, including the Pacific Palisades blaze and the Eaton fire in Altadena. The 6th fire, called the Sunset Fire, broke out last night in the Hollywood Hills area. Officials say the fires have killed at least 5 people and have burned down nearly 2,000 homes and structures, including ones owned by celebrities Billy Crystal, Mandy Moore, and Paris Hilton.
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called the smelt. And for the sake of the smell, they have no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants today in Los Angeles. It was a terrible thing. And we're going to get that done. It's going to finally be done. I got it done from the federal side. And he didn't want to sign it, but it's not going to happen again like that. There's no reason. Can you imagine? You have farmers that don't have any water in California. They have plenty of water. They don't have a drought. They send it out to the Pacific. And it's crazy. So what's happening in California is a true tragedy. I know those areas very well. I have many friends living in those houses. That is a true tragedy. Nobody ever thought. I mean, virtually Beverly Hills and areas around Beverly Hills are being decimated. The biggest homes, some of the most valuable homes in the world are just destroyed. I don't even know. You know, you talk about a tax base. If those people leave, you lose half your tax base of California.
This firestorm is the big one in magnitude. Hurricane force winds are usually accompanied by rainstorms, but these are hurricane force winds that are combined with extremely dry drought conditions. To provide context, at 10:20 a.m. yesterday, the Palisades fire was at 10 acres. 12 minutes later, it was at 200 acres. I spoke with President Biden today and Governor Newsom earlier today, and they assured me of full federal and state support. If you have an evacuation warning, get ready to go.
Everybody trying to get out.
Everybody trying to get out. They trapped in. Just imagine if it was a major earthquake, you guys. It's sad, fam. It's sad that these people did not have no warnings to evacuate, fam. Just think about you had an hour to evacuate. Look at all these cars, fam. This look at all these cars. Just think about you have an hour to evacuate, fam. This think about if it was a major earthquake, fam. People going to be trapped, fam. California is one of the dangerous cities, fam. Because many people going to be trapped if it was a major earthquake, fam. How are they going to get out, fam?
There's a big fire. It's kind of sad, you know. I mean, everybody's lost. Not just this community. The community next door. I'm sure all the people up there have lost everything. This is pretty devastating. This is pretty devastating. I don't think LA's seen anything like this before.
Had just come from my family home where my mother lives. That was burned to a crisp, so that was the initial shock value. And then I came up to my home and same thing, it's completely dust. So that's, I just had to see it with my own eyes to believe it.
Yeah, so the firefighters they've been really, really good to us, and they're under-resourced here because they're sending a lot of their troops to the front line. One of the firefighters told me, if I'm remembering correctly, they sent 500 engines to Topanga because that's where a lot of stuff is happening, and I'm grateful because that's where I live, and so I'm just grateful to know that there's a lot of people holding the line up there. But here they only have 2 engines for this whole neighborhood, and they're out of water. They ran out of water from the lines here, but they also don't have water in their trucks, and so they have been setting up pumps that go from the pools in the neighbors on either side of this house, and they've just been trying to keep it down. The fire is too big for 2 engines to be able to stop, but they're just trying to keep it down and prevent it from starting fires in the neighboring houses.
Why did dogs live longer in the 1970s?
The LA City Fire is pouring everything at this fire, but as much as they are trying to get into place, right now we have seen a total of 1 water drop, maybe 2 or 3 that we didn't catch, but very limited firefighting going on yet. They are just now getting into position, just now getting a handle on this. Yeah, it's continuing. It's continuing to spread south, but also there's a little bit of a flare-up now on the west side of the fire. You can push it right there, Lucas, and you can see a new head to this fire almost. So you get the southern head right there. Over to the right, if you tilt over to the right, you can see another head to this fire as it creeps up this hillside here, which is just blanketed with very thick fuel and lots of trees just ripe for burning. Go ahead, widen out, and you're getting a better idea of just how close this is now to Curson. Curson Avenue was the closest street when we first arrived. Now Curson Avenue is in the thick of this. What I'd like to do, Johnny, if it's possible, can we get over to the west side to see how close it's getting over to these houses? I fear that there may already be houses that are within feet of the flames here, David.
Yeah, it's continuing to spread south, but also there's a little bit of a flare-up now on the west side of the fire. You can push it right there, Lucas, and you can see a new head to this fire. So you get the southern head right there. Over to the right, you can see another head to this fire as it creeps up this hillside here, which is just blanketed with very thick fuel and lots of trees just ripe for burning. Go ahead, widen out, and you're getting a better idea of just how close it's getting over to these houses. I fear that there may already be houses that are within feet of the flames here, David.
Yeah, it's continuing. It's continuing to spread south, but also there's a little bit of a flare-up now on the west side of the fire. You can push it right there. You can see
Just look at that fire spreading, you guys. That fire have its own ability to spread. You know, that fire, you know what I mean, is breathing. And when fire breathes like that, it has potential to spread throughout the whole city of California. See, this can happen anywhere, fam. But this is not a coincidence. Like it's happened in LA. Why? Because LA been a city of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You know, and God has remembered, you know what I mean, their sins. Their sins have reached into the heavens. You know, so it's sad, fam. It's sad to see how the rich are going to continue to be rich and the poor stay poor, fam. There have to be a change, fam. The sad news today that Paris Hilton is deeply heartbroken as she watched her Malibu home burn and her loved ones trapped in. Now, I won't be surprised that the death total will rise. You know, there've been confirmed 5 deaths, you know, and the sad thing is this fire is not slowing down. You know what I mean? It's at 0, you know, containment. So you guys, it's sad. It's just a very sad story that a lot of these celebrities lost their home, fam. And I find it interesting that after they had that Globee Golden Awards and that lady came out, you know, stating about Puff Daddy, you know what I mean? It's just sad all the way around how Hollywood is burning down. Hollywood's a ghost town. And, you know, I want to say where, you know what I mean, where Rack was saying about how long it's going to take for them to rebuild, man. Rack 100 was talking about it's going to take them 7 years to rebuild. It might take longer, you know, but it's sad, fam. It's just sad that these people houses burned. Some of these people wasn't even at home. Some people realized, some of them went on vacation, some of them went to work, come home, and the house is gone, fam. And a lot of homes wasn't spared. You know what I mean? I'll say a few homes wasn't spared, but there was a lot of homes was this burned to ashes. You know, they showed the synagogue. The synagogue was still up, but all the other churches was burnt down. And see, the pastors should be ashamed today because they don't preach about God's wrath, God's judgment. There was a lot of church burned. Everything's just completely destroyed. It's sad because now, you know what I mean, Gavin Newsom, what he's going to do, he's going to raise up insurance. There's a lot of people, house wasn't insured. A lot of people didn't have insurance. You talking about multi-million-dollar homes gone. And a lot of people didn't have insurance. It's sad, man. This is devastating. You know what I mean? This reminds me of the Malibu, fire. You see Texas wildfire. But this is something that people never seen before. They never seen this before. You got hurricane force winds up to 100 miles per hour, ripping and going through the city. It's sad. This is gonna be always remembered, fam. It's sad, fam. It's sad that this had to happen, fam.
That's right. You can see Air Resources pouring in here, trying to get water on this fire. They're going to start with the leading edge here, but that might have been just a recon flight. Not sure he made a drop or not. I didn't see it. Did you see it, Lucas? I can't tell. But go ahead. Now that we're on the west side of this fire, you can see the distance between Carson Avenue and the closest flames here. So fortunately...
You see how that fire gradually building? That water ain't doing nothing, fam. This is God's wrath, fam. They realizing that how you can compete with God, the author, the finisher, the omega. How can you go against the creator or the creation? They're realizing that they cannot put this fire out, fam. This fire has zero containment, fam. They realize that the earth is the Lord's. And the earth is being resorted for fire being kept for the ungodly, fam. They cannot put this fire out, fam. They're having trouble. Matter of fact, you know, they sprinkle this water, fam, and the fire just continue to get this nice hot air. It's breathing real good. It's spreading out real good. And you see the habitation. You see in the inhabitants because of ungodly people, ungodly man, ungodly mankind. You looking at the habitants. You seeing with your eyes what's going on. You talking about multi-millionaires losing their home. You talking about multi-millionaires, you know what I mean, that's losing their $1 million homes. Yes, this is going on, fam.
The neighborhood along Curzon has not yet been touched. The wind is blowing parallel to Curzon, more directly towards Franklin and towards Hollywood Boulevard. So that's the main body of fire there. Let's go ahead and widen out again, Lucas, and show the proximity to Hollywood Boulevard from this angle. You're going to get a better idea of the geography here as that fire is being blown downhill through the Hollywood Hills towards Hillside Avenue, towards Gardner Street, where LAFD is responding, towards Vista Street, Sierra Bonita, and ultimately Hollywood Boulevard is now no more than 3/4 of a mile, maybe only a half a mile away from the leading edge of this fire. But it's not spreading like a normal fire, it's spreading like a Santa Ana fire because it has been spotting the last half hour steadily.
These people have all this time to call on the Lord, man. All this time, man. They realize they're not going to call on the Lord, fam, because their God today is their stomach. Their mind is set on earthly things, but our mind is set on a citizenship that's in heaven. Their mind is not set on the Lord. You know, once you realize that their God is their stomach, that God is their appetites. See, money is the rule of all evil. For the love of money is the rule of all evil. Some people are eager for it and they'll go the extra step. They'll go the extra mile, fam. And that's why the Lord has cut short the time. Because the time is being restored for the day of fire to come against the ungodly, fam. Second Peter chapter 3:9 gives us the Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some count slowness, but he's going to be patient towards you, not wishing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. We have to come to repentance because no time going to pass with God. No time going to pass with God.
Can you put it out my window? Oh. Copy.
Now you got all the firefighters coming out to all these rich people's homes. You got the police out in these rich people's homes. But where are the police when you need them, when they need to go in the poor neighborhoods? Wherever happened to the poor? Wherever happened to the homeless people that's in the streets? Wherever happened when the homeless people need a shelter and they can't go to a shelter? And this is for mans. When they got women's shelter and they got kids shelter, but when it comes to a man that's homeless, a poor man, wherever happened, where see, this is why I don't have sympathy, because when you got policemen going into the rich neighborhoods, right? And they there because they trying to stop the looters. They trying to stop the looting from going on, from happening, right? Now, I really don't have no sympathy what's going on, because there was a woman that was prophesizing in the streets of Hollywood saying that this was going to come. But the people never did want to believe that this was going to happen. They think that, see, the rich think that this wasn't going to happen because they so prideful. They so, you know what I mean, with pride and arrogancy. You know what I mean? And they stick their chests out, you know what I mean, as though they want everybody to look up to them as the godless. But they thought that this day wasn't going to come, fam. They thought that this day wasn't going to come, fam. You know, we live in a society where the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. But God is here. God is active. He's sharper than any double-edged sword. He's capable of listening on what we say and do, man. And then you got a government nuisance. He's not doing nothing about it, because now you see people don't have no insurance. The insurance gonna go up. People houses is gone. They finding out. See, you go into the projects and the projects, ain't nothing happening over there. We might get a little rain, storms over, you know what I mean, here and there. But this wildfire that happened in the rich neighborhood, now they getting a taste of medicine. They getting a taste what it's like. People was gone, you know what I mean, throughout the day. They was at work. They was coming home from work, realizing that they coming back to their homes and they don't have no home. They don't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw out of. And I'm sorry that I gotta be so blunt, but this can happen anywhere, fam. This can happen anywhere. What is going on with the drones? Why are they here? What are they doing? These are not drones, fam. They are the mother planes. The mother planes is here, you know, for a purpose, fam. They're not here to lay out no instruction, give us no kind of knowledge. But, you know, if you read that the Lord is coming with thousands of his holy ones. Isaiah 18 verse 1 says, whom to the land that shall with rings. This is referring to the planes that's shouting through America day and night. These are not drones. They want to tell you that it's drones because the government failed to tell the people what's out there, fam. See, over 30 years, Congress been keeping a lot of things a secret, fam. There've been multiple eyewitnesses seeing strange objects. Why can they not say UFOs? These are UFOs doing a lot of work, fam. There was UFOs hovering over Los Angeles, fam, and they was dropping fire and was going at a fast pace, fam. So this is why I love you guys enough to bring this video out to you guys, that it was UFO hovering through Los Angeles doing this wildfire, fam. I don't find this a coincidence, fam, but it was UFOs flying, hovering through this wildfire, fam, because of the sickness and abomination of Hollywood, fam. I knew that this was going to come. I've been warning people that this was going to come. After that Globee Grammy Awards, things was happening, fam. Things was happening, fam. You know what I mean? I find it strange when Puff Daddy was sent to jail, fam, that all this stuff is happening right in Hollywood, fam. Just think about it, fam. A lot of people lost their homes, fam. JJ Riddick, lost his home, fam. And I don't think that, the latest I got that they was going to postpone the game, fam. JJ Riddick lost his home. Clyde Leonard, fam, his home didn't get spared, fam. Clyde Leonard, his home didn't get spared, fam. There's some people homes didn't get spared, fam. But if you look around, a lot of homes burned down, fam. Burnt down, fam. This should be a warning today, fam. This need to be a wake up and a warning, fam. That God don't like ugly, fam. And why is it that every time when we see natural disaster, we have to come together, fam? There has to be a change, fam. Already we getting in the very beginning of 2025, fam. We getting these mass shootings. We getting this terrorist attack. Now we getting this wildfire that happened, fam. There's a lot of stuff going on, fam. And see, the earth is being set. The earth is being, reserved for fire being kept on the ungodly, fam. This is why we seeing these things happening, fam. You got hurricane winds up to 100 miles per hour, fam, and this fire is breathing. It's getting enough warm, air. It's getting enough wind. And when it's getting enough, breath, it's spread like a wild cancer, fam. It spreads, fam. See, we know our people know what it's like to be in poverty. They never did got to taste what poverty was like, fam. Because the rich always stay rich, and they so prideful and boastful. You know what I mean? And they thought that this day was never gonna come, fam. I'm just, and the sad thing is, fam, they won't. Since this happened, fam, they want a lot of us to feel sorry, fam. I don't really feel sorry what's going on, fam. This is God's judgment, fam. This is God's judgment on the wicked, fam. We gotta wake up, fam. Why is it when we see natural disaster, when we got natural disaster, and over trillions of damages, right? Why do we have to come together when we see natural disaster, fam? Why can we not come together already, fam? See, it's breaking them today, fam. That every eye is on them, fam. They'll have to do good by us, fam. They'll have to do justice for us, fam. Otherwise, fam, there's the worst still yet to come. With the worst yet to come, fam. If they not going to do good by us, fam, the worst is still yet to come. Yes, fam. This is happening, fam. And I won't be surprised what's going to happen in Vegas, fam. But yes, this was going to come. I knew sooner or later Hollywood, was gonna burn down, fam. And not to mention, fam, Hollywood, you know what I mean? Hollywood, LA didn't get the big earthquake yet, fam. Everybody was talking about the big quake, fam. They was expecting to get this kind of wildfire to come in, fam. They wasn't expecting this, fam. Imagine you wasn't expecting this wildfire, fam, and you only got 30 minutes to an hour for preparation, fam. They couldn't even give you no warning of evacuation, fam. People had to evacuate their home, fam. They didn't even have enough time to evacuate, fam. There were some people trapped in their homes, fam. They didn't even have enough time to evacuate, fam. I blame Governor Newsom, fam. I blame the government Newsom, fam. You see what Trump is saying, fam?
Right now, no homes have been touched, but I fear the first group of homes that are imminently in danger and will be touched in the next several minutes are going to be the Franklin Lakes, the Franklin Street. Go ahead and tilt over there towards the neighborhood if you can. Yeah, there's the water drop. They're starting to put out some of those spot fires along the western edge, but go ahead towards the leading edge where the fire, the wind is blowing all that fire. Franklin Avenue is basically where this fire is heading, and you can see Vista Street and Hillside Avenue are going to be the first neighborhoods that are the first group of homes that are going to be affected here momentarily. They have to evacuate right away. You heard the order go out live on our air just seconds ago. There is an immediate evacuation order for this entire swath of Hollywood in the Runyon Canyon area. This is happening fast. It's happening in real time. This fire has exploded, and I mean it has exploded tenfold, at least tenfold in the last half hour. It is exploding as it makes its way towards the south, towards Hollywood. Just a devastating sight. It is a devastating sight to think of the insult to injury when the city is dealing with so much right now and the county is dealing with so much right now, and now being put in the position to redirect those resources to the center of the city in Hollywood, just north of Hollywood Boulevard, between Mulholland and Hollywood Boulevard. This fire started in a canyon just west of Nichols and east, or just east of Nichols and west of Runyon, and had a lot of room to grow really fast. And unfortunately, it's a north-south canyon with the winds blowing directly from the north due south and blowing that fire directly into this neighborhood. The smoke is already covering up the neighborhood. The flames are not far behind it. Push in on Vista Street, the end of Vista Street, right there at the end of Vista Street, which ends right there. Now that spot fire, that leading edge of the fire, is no more than a couple of 100 feet away from Vista Street and Runyon Canyon Road.
They would let the choppers get water from the lake or stream for the endangered. From when now, Newsom and the Greenpeace demon. Yeah, man, you know, the sad thing is, fam, that what, you know what I mean, Gavin Newsom did, fam, These people didn't have enough water, fam. When you realize, fam, that this fire is happening through God Almighty, fam, they can't put out what God is doing, fam. They got all the firefighters, they got all the policemen, right? But they can't put out this fire, fam. But here's my thing that I'm so, you know what I mean? I'm so like worried about, fam. Whatever happened, fam, when we can call the firefighters or we call the police, fam, they don't do this kind of treatment for us, fam. They're all in the rich, you know what I mean, neighborhoods, fam, especially the police, because they trying to stop the looters and the looting that's happening, you know what I mean? But, you know, they already said it been over a dozen arrests and all that, right? But fam, I really don't feel sorry for these people, fam. That's just how I am, fam. I really don't feel sorry for these people, fam. I'm sorry, fam. Because they getting a dose and they getting a taste of their medicine, fam. I really don't feel sorry for these people that lost their homes, fam. Because now, fam, all the material things that they had, their cars and all that luxury stuff that they have is this materialistic things, fam. And they realize, fam, that they've been holding on to all that, fam. And all that stuff will perish, fam. You can't take that stuff with you, fam. This is the time that you need God, fam. They put material things, fam. They put all the materialistic things before God, fam. And that's sad, man. It's sickening how sickening it sounds, fam, but it's sick, fam. They will put that before God, fam. Yeah, fam. You know what I mean? The cops get to the hills quick, fam, because they trying to stop the looters, fam. They trying to stop the looters from looting, fam. But they getting a dose of medicine, fam. I don't feel sorry for these people, fam, at all, fam. Because now they're getting a taste of what it's like, fam, to be in poverty, fam. They never got to feel what poverty feel like, fam. We know what poverty feel like, fam. But now they getting a dose and they getting a taste of their own medicine, fam. You know what I mean? They coming, you know what I mean, home from work and they seeing they home from a distance, fam, and they can't come to their home, fam. When you realize, fam, that you can't come to your home, that you can't, you know what I mean, use the bathroom, you ain't got, you know what I mean, you ain't got a pot to piss in, you ain't got a window to throw out of. Come on, fam. You can't, the rich can't continue to stay rich, fam. And the poor continue to stay poor, fam. Let it make sense, man. Let it make sense, fam.
Stunned by the speed. We should expect it at this point. It shouldn't be shocking. We can only be grateful that this is starting tonight and not last night when those winds were much faster. Things have tapered off, but they've only tapered off moderately, guys. We are in a major fire danger until Friday. These winds are still blowing through here, and if you live in a flat area, or if you even live in the San Fernando Valley or areas across the basin, and you walk outside right.
They said we're in a major fire zone to Friday, fam. To Friday, fam. With zero containment, fam. They can't put out this fire, fam. They having difficult times trying to put out this fire, fam. They're realizing they can't put this fire out, fam. Yeah, they turn their back on the Lord. They don't trust the Lord, fam. They trust their money. They trust their luxury stuff that they have, fam. They trust their cars, their homes. These are things that people trust in, fam. They don't have a trust of God in their hearts, fam. And that's why they're realizing their house is burning down, fam. And you realizing that some house is not being spared. But you realizing that that their house, these are celebrities though. These are multi-million-dollar celebrities, fam. They coming home, fam. They homes is just wiped out, fam. Wiped out. They ain't got nothing to come to, fam. See, God, when they realize that God is against the ungodliness, fam. He's against that, fam. They realizing they seeing the picture, fam. But yet they will not repent, fam. Yet they will not repent. They think that they don't need him. And now he is showing them that they do need him. Amen. Because they got to turn back to the Lord, fam. It's a time that you got to get yourself in alignment with God, fam. There's no other way around. I keep telling people there's no other way around this, fam. You got to get yourself right with God, fam. In this day of this age, fam, in this age, fam, in this end of this age, fam, you got to get yourself right with God, fam. Because if you don't get yourself right, then you're going to see more of these things will happen. More of these things will occur. You got to get yourself right with God. There's no other way. You can't beat around the bush. See, you can run, but you can't hide, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where you going to run to? You can, I say it again, you can run, but you can't hide.
Now, it may not feel super windy, you may feel the breeze, but in these canyon neighborhoods, in the Hollywood Hills, the hills alone have a tendency to create their own weather. And the speed of the wind here, the wind molecules are bouncing off those hillsides at a much faster rate and create a lot more wind than you feel if you're in other parts of the city. If you live in the hills, you know what we're talking about. Things were exceptional last night, but if you lived in the hills, they were downright scary because it felt like an actual hurricane moving through the area in the middle of the night. Right now, things have tapered off, but you can see the direction of that smoke. The wind is blowing all of that smoke in a lateral direction from the north to the south, directly into the city of Hollywood. As I look out now, go ahead and wide out now. You can see a lot more traffic forming on Hollywood Boulevard to the right side, Lucas. You can see Hollywood Boulevard coming up along the right edge of the screen here. A lot more cars starting to make their way through here, but I think they are those are almost onlookers that are trying to catch a glimpse because they're stunned about what they see as they look up into the hillside here. Those roads need to be used by evacuees and fire crews to get into this neighborhood and start fighting this fire somehow, some way.
You said, how close are you to the fire, man? I'm several hours away, man, from this fire, man.
So many businesses have proactively closed their doors today because of the situation that's going on across the city. Even restaurants and commercial businesses that aren't even near the fire have, taken the advice of city leaders and closed, or at least closed early today, to allow for the movement of emergency workers.
I'm several hours away from this fire, fam. But like I said, I've been to LA, I visited LA, and you know what I mean? The sad thing is, I was invited to that global golden rewards that I was invited to. I didn't go. I didn't take. They wanted me to go so bad, man, that I don't see. This is why it's so important that you don't partake with the wicked. This is why you don't partake with the wicked, man. This is why I'm not a partaker of this world, man.
To get through the city and respond to these fires, and this is exactly why, because now you have a brand new fire start that could be as serious as anything else we have seen in the last 24 hours if it does not get under control. And we can only hope and cross our fingers and pray that they can get as many air resources on this as soon as possible and continue to drop water on this fire. They've already done it. You've seen a couple of water drops already, but it is a fight against Mother Nature because the winds are ferocious and they are blowing through these canyons. Very, very tough situation.
Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn.
You hear anything that I'm not saying, or anything to add? Ten four.
Amen. We can pray for these people, but it's like you can lead the horse to the fountain, but you can't make the horse drink, man. So what good do prayer do to pray for these people if they can't pray for themselves? If they can't turn to the Lord? What good do it do for us to pray for these people if they can't turn to the Lord? They have to be able to turn to the Lord. Now, this is going to be a warning. There's going to be a warning. See, God brings a warning to this world, man, that you got to turn to Him. You got to turn to Him, man. There's no other way around this, fam. It's either you're going to serve the Lord or you're not. It's either you're going to serve the Lord or you're not, man. There's no other way. See, here's the thing. People want you to pray for them, right? But then again, they get off their God uniform and they continue to do the same thing that they've been doing in this world, man. The people in this world is so prideful, so arrogant, so envious, so greed, so jealousy, man. You know what I mean? This is the world we live in today, man. In this society world, man. We can pray, we can do all the prayer we can for these people, man. But they gotta turn to the Lord. They gotta repent. They gotta turn to the Lord, man. So what good for us if we pray for a people if they don't turn to the Lord? What good do our prayer do to pray for these people if they don't turn to the Lord? They have to have a willing. See where there's a willing, right? Wherever you have a willing, you know what I mean, there's your heart will be where you have a willing to turn to the Lord. Maybe they will change their ways. Yes, that's the only way, man. That's the only way. They have to change, man. This is a wake-up call, man. This is a wake-up call. We don't see, here's the thing. Why do we come together when we see natural disaster? Why can we already come together, man? We've been so divided with hatred, envy, greed, jealousy, malice, right? But we've been so divided amongst each other. That's what we got to realize, man. We don't need to come together when we see natural disaster. You know how sick it is when we see natural disaster? That's when we need to come together. That's when we need to work together. But it's so much killing, robbing, and drug addicts. You know what I mean? All this go on in America, but yet we as a people, we are so divided amongst each other where we don't come together. And the only way we come together is when we see natural disaster start being on a rise. We have to come together in the time that we living in a time that an end is coming to this world. God is going to make you come together. We have to come together. We have as a people, man. We so separate, we so far, and we don't know how to love our neighbor. This is why God said, love your neighbor as yourself. We so far from each other, man. man, I love everybody no matter what. Yeah, man, you know, the sad thing is when I was in Hollywood, man, right, I see homelessness, right? I see people on the streets, right? I see people asking for some food, and I see a lot of people walk past the homeless man's, man. Walk past homeless people, man. They laugh and mock at them. They don't do nothing about the homeless. They don't do nothing about the poor, man. And this is what God hates, man. God hates that, man. You get all these people, right, walking in Hollywood, walking on the boulevard, walking, you know what I mean? And you got homeless people just standing there, and all they want is something to eat, and you don't give them nothing regarding, you know what I mean, that they hungry today, man, that they need a meal today, man. Some people ask for change, some people ask for a couple of dollars, and they feel like they don't have it, man. God's against that today, man. God's against that, man. What's going on with our world, man? What's going on with it, man? Why are the homeless being ignored, man? People making fun of the homeless, man. I'm against that, man. I'm against that today, man. And God's against it. Man, you are right on the mark. You're saying the right thing. Yeah, man. It's just like, man, this is why it's coming. This is why the world is coming to an end, man, because they so prideful, man. They so arrogant and prideful, man, and greed, man. They see the rich laugh at the poor, man. The poor man comes with stinky clothes, and he ain't got no place to sit in. He's laying in the streets, man, and he's being stepped over, man. You know what I mean? It's sad, man. It's sad, man. This is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to the nation today, man. God is not playing today, man. We come into a phrase where we come into a different world. God, you know what I mean? God is going to bring in a change, man. We come into that phrase where we come into a new world. It has to be a new change, man. It has to be a new change.
Little air. Air. Sorry.
If you're thinking of selling your home soon,
But you guys, it's been a nice time. The meek shall inherit the earth, yes, because the meek will inherit the earth. You know what I mean? But it been a nice time talking with you guys, man. But I'm gonna spend some time, you know what I mean, with my stepson, man. He asked me to play the game with him, man. But it's been always a pleasure to be with you guys, man. But I'll be back on. But till then, I'm out. Make sure you guys have a blissful night. Keep God in your life, man. I'm out.